Your job is literally killing you, my friends. Literally. I get tons of anecdotal evidence by people who email me and say, man, Josh, when I quit my job, I lost 15 pounds. My heart is feeling good. I got a better life. My stress is away. I get that all the time. But I'm also going to share with you hard evidence right here. So stress increases stroke and heart diseases risk by up to 30%. And this is a study, a large international study from researchers at the University of Gothenburg found that people who have more stress, money problems, and bad life events are at increased risk of heart disease. More stress. How does that block the heart? It sounds like there might be more going on there than just typical high cholesterol, does it not? Stress is a significant cause of heart disease and heart attacks. These people with high stress are increased risk of heart disease leading to early death. They also found that a link between both risk of heart attack and stroke with high stress levels. They researched 118,000 people in 21 countries, average age of 50. All right, so what we're going to do here is I want to share with you, let me go back to this thing right here. The CDC, this is my man Dr. Thomas Callan's book, Human Heart, Cosmic Heart. And he says, the CDC Foundation estimates that heart disease and stroke cost Americans nearly $1 billion per day in medical costs and lost productivity, and projects that by 2030, annual direct medical costs will exceed $818 billion, and lost productivity another $275 billion. To overcome the epidemic of heart disease, we need a new medical paradigm. All right, a new ecological consciousness, in short, a new way of life. The coronary artery theory misses the larger picture, just as it misinterprets the actual pathological events. All right, I could not agree more. He just actually gives a brief about a heart attack. A heart attack, or myocardial infarction, is an event that leads to the death of the myocardial cells, heart cells. The death of these myocardial cells leads then to the necrosis of the tissue. The myocardial infarction is diagnosed by an elevation of cardiac enzymes that normally reside inside the cells of your heart. When these cells die, they break, releasing their contents, including the enzymes, into the blood. All right. Until recently, it was thought that most heart attacks were caused by progressive blockage created by plaque buildup in the major arteries to the heart. Interesting. So I'm not going to get into too much of this because you can get this book, you should, by all means. But it's interesting because how does stress have to factor with that? Isn't that interesting? So let's go into this a little bit more detail because I think it's critical to understand. I want to point out that if you're 50 years old today in America, you're only going to live another 31.6 years. That's the average life expectancy at your age. If you're black, you're only going to live 29.5 years, 27.1 years if you're a man. If you're white, you're only going to live another 29.9 years if you're a man. So basically, if you're 50 years old today, you're probably not even going to, the life expectancy is 80 years old or younger, which kind of goes into Social Security. All right, hang tight. What's the number one cause of death in 2019? Diseases of the heart. We had 200 deaths per 100,000 people, and it's 23% of the total deaths. Cancer, malignant neoplasms, is 21%. So causes of the heart. Then you got cerebral vascular disease, chronic lower respiratory disease, but look at that, heart disease comes by far and away. But yeah, it's interesting because we go back a few years. We're going to go back to 2019. We'll go back to 2000. Let's see here, 2000. Bear with me. We're going to pause it real quick. The CDC, these are leading causes of death from 1900 to 1998. We've already established in 2000, I think it was 19, the biggest cause of death was disease of the heart. We go to 1998, and you'll see again, the biggest cause of death is disease of the heart. Now notice, 268 per 100,000 people died of disease of the heart. Interesting, huh? And now it's 200 and I forgot what it was, 201 or something like that. What was that? It was did I lose it? Yeah, I guess I lost it. I forgot. Anyway, let's keep going here. All right, so we got 268, the biggest cause of death by far, disease of the heart. Nothing even comes close, man. We go to 2000. What's this? 97, excuse me, same thing, 271 of 100,000 disease of the heart. So let's just pause it. We'll go down to 1950. 1970, diseases of the heart again, the number one. So it's been number one for a long time. We're going to keep going because I want to show you something. I'm trying to make a point here. 362 people per $100,000 people die from diseases of the heart. But again, by far and away, nothing comes close to heart disease of some sort. Here's diseases of the heart. And now let me just get rid of this thing. Blink. It'll make this a little bit bigger for you all to see. In 2019, 200 people died from diseases of the heart for every 100,000 people. If we go back here in 1970, it was 362 people per 100,000 people, so significantly higher. Malignant neoplasms were 162 per 100,000 people back then in 1970. Now they're, what were they now? 182. So it seems like cancer is basically, I haven't looked at the whole details from 1970, from 1900 till now, but still not much difference in the number of people dying from cancer from 1970. A significant decline in the number of people dying from diseases of the heart. But check this out. Let's keep looking, because this is going back right now. Number third is right 1970. Accidents, 56 people per 100,000 died in 1970. Accidents, 52 people died. You see what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, we had 869 people in 2019 died per 100,000 people, if that makes sense. A death rate. 800. So we had basically 2.8. See, I hate to use the number of deaths because the population is so much bigger. Anyway, 800,000 people, 869 people per 100,000 people died in the U.S. in 2019. What was it in 1970? 943 per 100,000 people. Not a significant difference. Not a significant difference. So all the crap we've been putting in our bodies, all the medical stuff, we still have a little bit less of people dying per 100,000. I mean, it's, 869 divided by 943. That's 80 people less. That's it, though. That's from, since my life. Not a huge, how much have we spent? All right, let's just keep going down, though. 1943, diseases of the heart, still number one, 317 people per 100,000. 1942, diseases of the heart, 294 people per 100,000. Well, let's keep going. We're going to go down to 1937, diseases of the heart. Look, pneumonia, isn't that interesting? Cancer is just number 2. Tuberculosis, interesting. So, but yet, look, we still have, even in 1937, 1,100 per 100,000 people died. And yet, even right now, with all our modern medicine and whatnot, we have still 869. So it's lessened, but is it lessened all that much? Not really. Yes, it's 20%. We'll take it. But disease of the heart in 1935. Disease of the heart in 1930. Disease of the heart in 1926. Pneumonia and tuberculosis were high up there. Just look at that. Disease of the heart, diseases of the heart, diseases of the heart. Pneumonia. And then right back in here, diseases of the heart goes right here. In 1920, pneumonia is a number 1, and that's all forms of influenza. And the Spanish flu is 1917, right? So pneumonia 1919, pneumonia 1918. Look at that. Look at that. 1918, pneumonia, 588 per 100,000. Pneumonia in 1919, 223 per 100,000. 207, let's see, it was in then 98. So you can see that's the Spanish flu right there. Pneumonia was, look at that, that was 1917. Pneumonia is 164, so that's a Spanish flu right there, 1918. Isn't that crazy? And diseases, but so other than those times with Spanish flu, diseases of the heart has been forever. But look, diseases of the heart, only 163. Less people died of heart disease in 1950 than they do now. Well, there's lots. There's lots we can look into that. People weren't living as longer in some regard because they're getting killed by tuberculosis, pneumonia, and whatnot. But still, disease of the heart has always been number 1. So what does that tell you? If stress causes 30% more increase in disease of the heart and more likely to die, and your work is causing you stress, well, what the hell, man? What the hell? What does that mean? That means, hey, I got to find something different because this is literally killing me. Killing me. We still have more death from heart disease by far than any other thing out there. And we've done all the studies. Oh my goodness, all the statins. I'm going to do another video just how they want to put statins in the water supply. It's freaking insane, man. That's why I say you never let them into your freedom because you'll never get it back. The point being is we know that if heart disease is the top cause of death, which we know, and we also know that that stress causes heart disease, which we know, and stroke, and we know your work is causing stress. It's like if A is greater than B and B is greater than C, then A is greater than C. It's the same thing here, man. Work is stressful. Stress equals more heart disease. Heart disease is the number one cause of death. Thus, work will eat to my heart. It's just logic. But Josh, I need some money. You might not. You might not. You know why? Because again, if we go to the life expectancy tables, let's go right here. The likelihood of you living, let's see, left, right to right here. You're 50 years old. The average life expectancy is 31.6 for all people. You're 60 years old. The average life expectancy is 23.3 for all people. Let me show you. Let me just show you something else here. So you're swimming along. Here's your old buddy Josh right here. I'm a white guy, non-Hispanic, white male, so I'm in the light blue. Swimming along swimmingly, then all of a sudden, zoopsh, on the precipice. So basically, you're on the precipice right there. It's about 68 years old, and it just starts falling off a cliff, which means a hell of a lot of people are dying at that time. Look at that. Shoops. You just don't have that much time left, man. And if you're in a crappy old job, I got one more year, stop. I don't know what your financial plight is, but why kill yourself to work? Oh, I'd love your thoughts. We'll see you.